They're back and they're better than ever. I'm Chelsea Evans, I'm the furniture artist on Apple Blossom Way, and I'm going to introduce you to the new Clearly Aligned Décor Stamps from Redesign with Prima. I'm going to show you what medium to use for what project. I told you before that these stamps are FDA food safe, and so you can use them on cookies. These are royal icing cookies, and we've done some of the letter stamps on them, and we did kind of an embossed look, which is really cool. So you can use any type of gel type of food coloring you can use right onto the stamp. You just brush it on, and then you can stamp it right onto your cookie or fondant, gum paste, anything that's hard enough that the stamp won't completely sink into. Icing's not a good idea, fondant, great idea. So you can use any gel type food coloring. It needs to be a gel type because it has to have the consistency to actually stick to the stamp and then transfer onto whatever you're putting it on. Then it gives it a little bit of texture. So you can add a mica powder, edible mica powders. This is like a luster dust and it's gold, which I added right over the top. And then the sheen will pick up and it looks really pretty. This would be beautiful to have your initials on for a wedding or other event. Another thing you can do is if you roll out your gum paste or fondant, you can press the stamp onto it and it will leave an imprint. And you can have a cool imprinted design onto your cake or cookies. When you're done with them, you just want to wash them off. You can use Dawn dish soap and water just to clean them and get anything off of them. And if you use the stamps for other things too, make sure you clean them well before you use them on your food. But they're really fun to use. You can use it on fabric, you can use it on wood, plastic, metal, and glass. So I have a few other projects out that I wanted to show you guys and talk to you about what products to use. And the next one that I'm going to show you is on this wood candle holder. So I'm just going to set my little stamps aside for just a second. And I am going to use on this, I'm going to use chalk paste. So the chalk paste from Redesign with Prima is awesome to use with the stamps. And so this color is called Turkish Coffee. And it's a really pretty warm tan brown color. It's a little bit thicker, so it's going to give you a little bit of dimension for your stamp that you're applying. And I've already put some on it, so you can see some of the leaves and the trees. And the stamp that I've got on it is called Springtime. And I put the leaves and the trees, I stamped them in gravy, the color gravy with the chalk paste. And then I just wanted to take one of the birds. Let's take this little guy right here and show you how to apply the chalk paste onto the wood piece. So I've got my brush. These are just little art basic brushes from Redesign with Prima. They're really nice to use. You can use any brush. And then I'm just gonna brush it right onto my stamp. The stamps are 3D, and so if I get some of my chalk paste into the crevices, it's totally fine. It's not gonna show up when I stamp it onto my piece. So you just wanna make sure that you completely cover your bird. And then I'm gonna take it and let's see, I feel like maybe we need a little bird over here. So we'll just take it and stamp it right on there. And then I just gently press to apply it and then pull it off. And now you have a little bird. And it's got a little bit of texture. So that's really fun because you could really build these up and make them a little bit more 3D. The new Clearly Aligned stamps from Redesign with Prima are awesome to use to layer. So you can create dimension with them, and I'm gonna show you how. You can use the chalk paste to do this with, but I really like using the ink stamps, the ink pads to do this. It's really easy to use them, and they have really pretty colors. This is the Sweet Blossoms Decor Stamp, and it has a layering feature. So if you look closely, you can see there's A1 and A2, and C1, 2, and 3. So that way you can layer and add some color. So let's go ahead and add some branches in the background, and then I'll show you how we layer the top. All right, I think this one is really pretty. And another thing that's really great about these is I can lay out my design and kind of see what it's gonna look like before I actually stamp it on. So I'm gonna grab C1, 2, and 3. And let's see, let's grab one or two of these little leafy foliages, okay? And then I'm gonna triple stack these because that is what my flower is gonna look like. I like that. Then we have a little room over here on the side that we can add a word with the letters from our alpha stamp. So let's let our layers here. And then let's do the leaves in warm gray. I think that would be really pretty. These are the ink pads. They're stackable, they're also magnetic, so they're really easy to store. So I'm just gonna take my leaf and my warm gray, and then I'm just going to stamp it right onto my decor stamp. I hold it down with one finger and then I'll press with the other hand. And this way, I'll get a really nice transfer of the image, just like that. We'll add in our other two, and then I'll show you how to layer it. Okay. Oh, I'm loving that. So they're beautiful designs, really, really beautiful. Okay, and then let's layer. It has a little arrow so you know which direction it goes. And I'm gonna make sure I point the arrow up for the first one. That way I'll know on the next ones that I need to point the arrow in the same place. So I don't even have to guess or figure out how to lay the design down, which makes it really easy. All right, C2. We will, let's switch up the color and let's use the peony, which is a really pretty pink color. Line up my arrow right to the top. Press that on there. Perfect. Ooh, that's cool, I like that. And then we'll use Adobe House for our very top layer. And this is kind of a really pretty rusty brown color. This would look good too with white, or Redesign with Prima also has a copper ink pad that is amazing. And you can use that one as well. It'd be really pretty and classy. All right, and then arrow up. There we go. Now we have some faded florals in the background and our bright colored layered floral on the top. One of my favorite things to use the decor stamps on is fabric. So you're gonna wanna get a fabric paint. You can get it at most local stores, Walmart, any store that you can grab, like has a craft aisle, a craft store, you can grab these from, all right? So you can grab just the straight up fabric paint and use it, or there is a fabric medium that you can use, and then you can mix it with almost any paint and you can create your own to use, all right? So I just bought the fabric paint and then I put it in a little container so it was easy to dip my brush into. And then I used a brush and applied it right onto the stamp and created these fabric pieces that you can see here. So this is done on leather, and then I applied a wax over the top of it to just seal it in, and it looks amazing. Really, really cool piece. This is with the letter stamp, and then the stripes I just used part of the stripe to create my little cross on front of it. We've got our shirt here. This was really beautiful. I used the black fabric paint and it doesn't have any texture to it. It's just nice and smooth and it looks awesome. And then this was really fun too. This is just those flower sackcloths, just like a dish towel. And you can apply your stamps. It would be beautiful to do a really colorful one. You can have a girls' night and do it. I also did a banner that just says welcome, and I used the ink stamps. So the ink is not washable. If you use the ink and you wash it, it's probably gonna come off your fabric. So don't use the ink unless it's something that you're not gonna wash or use often. A banner that I'm gonna hang up, I'll probably never need to clean it, and so I was fine to use the ink stamps, and that made for a quick project. Anything I'm gonna wear, use a lot, or wash, definitely use a fabric paint to apply it. Another thing that I love to use the decor stamps on is glass. So I found this at a local thrift store, and it's pretty simple. I just want to add a little number to the front because I love the way that that looks, and it kind of gives it a little bit of a farmhouse feel, which is fun. You could add florals to it, you could add birds. The butterfly one is really, really cool too. So you could add some little nature things on it, and that would look awesome. The sky's the limit, really. You can use old canning jars or vases. This is just a simple white vase, and this would be absolutely beautiful with the birds on it or something. So I'm gonna show you how to apply the stamp. What I like to use on the glass is chalk paste because it's gonna stick really well. So let me show you how I apply that. I just use the brush, and let's go with, what number should we do? Let's go with number 3. How about that? All right, so we're gonna use the Stripes Decor Stamp and number 3. And I have a brush right here. The color that I'm going to use is called Antique Sage, and it's a really pretty green color. And I'm just gonna dip right out of the lid here. It's thicker, so it's going to give some texture to my stamp as well. And then I'm just gonna take my 3. Find my middle. Put it right there. And glass is gonna slide, so you wanna try and hold it as still as you can till you pull it off. Kind of gives it an antique worn look, which I really love. If you use flat glasses or vases, you're going to have a nice transfer and is really easy to apply. It'll get a little trickier as you have curves, so just keep that in mind.